Hey, I have to find a new place to live in. My bank account got shut down. I have to probably take college for a third year, and some guy on Twitter is harassing me. What's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite movies. And today I'm going to be doing another movie roundup video. So, I am going to be talking about the films I've watched in the past couple of weeks or so. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that for the last few weeks, I've been very freaking busy living a life because I have a life. So, I wasn't able to watch every single movie I planned to watch for February. That includes The Raid and Psycho. On the day I planned to watch The Raid, I was very late to home because I had a nighttime class in college, and that is also the same day I found out about Russia and Hololive and Ukraine and Russia, and I was just not in the mood to watch a film at all. And then I planned to watch Psycho a couple days ago, but unfortunately a couple days ago I was once again super busy, and so I planned to watch yesterday alongside with Trainspotting, except I thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't rush myself because I need some time to breathe and digest the film after I watch the film. So anyways, let's start off with Reservoir Dogs from the year 1992, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. So Reservoir Dogs is the debut full-length feature film from absolutely famous director Quentin Tarantino. It's been on my watch list for a long time now, and I finally watched it, and guess what? I like it. It's a cool movie. It is a low-budget neo-noir flavored dialogue-centric gangster film. It is refreshing. The characters are nice. And by nice, I mean well written. I mean, they all suck, but they're well written. You get the idea. The dialogue is awesome. Nobody writes dialogue like Tarantino does. It has a lot of swagger to it. The use of vocabulary, the usage of music in the film is amazing, and the acting is great. Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, and Steve Buscemi are amazing and have a lot of chemistry on screen. That being said, though, I wouldn't say it's a perfect movie. It didn't entertain me from front to back completely, and I can't think of anything that bad about the film, to be honest, but I wouldn't say it's great either. So, yeah, cool film, I guess. 8 out of 10. Next up, I watched Center Stage, or Yunlengyok, from the year 1991, directed by Stanley Kwan, or Guan Gampang. I've talked about this film already yesterday, so I'm not going to talk too much now, but it is a 2.5-hour-long, slow-paced, elegant, delicate biopic about a Chinese actress called Yun Lengyok, and is a film from Hong Kong. What can I say? It is very slow paced, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart. It is very patience testing. However, the acting by Maggie Cheung is amazing. Some of the shots in this film is also really beautiful, and the one main gripe I have with the film is that the director basically interjected some interview clips all over the film, and it can be a little bit distracting sometimes, but overall it is a good movie. Also a decent 8 out of 10, I guess. The third film I watched is King Richard, directed by Reynaldo Marcus Green. It is a film from last year, and it is a biopic about Richard Williams, father of legendary tennis players Venus Williams and Serena Williams. And unfortunately, this movie is just a standard, average sports film / biopic. It is quite forgettable. However, that being said, it has really nice pacing. I wasn't really bored at all when I watched the movie, and the acting is really good. Everybody did a great job acting, but still overall, it's just very average and very safe and not really all that great. 7 out of 10. Then I watched the 36th Chamber of Shaolin, or Siu Lam Samsalok Fong, from the year 1978, directed by Lau Ka-leung. This is an iconic classic film from Hong Kong, and oh my god, this film is way more entertaining and way more enjoyable than I thought it would be. It basically combines some of the best Hong Kong kung fu action with a period piece, and from a time period in Chinese history that is seldom talked about in cinema. So naturally, I really like the movie. The story is very tight, it's entertaining as hell, and it is just an awesome movie that resonates with me surprisingly. 9 out of 10. Wow, highly recommend. Next up, I watched Belfast, directed by Kenneth Branagh, also written by him, from last year. This film is a personal film, almost an autobiography by Kenneth Branagh about his childhood growing up in Northern Ireland. And unfortunately, this film is overrated in my opinion. It's boring, it's messy, and some of the shot and cinematography choices in this film is questionable and odd. Like the wide angles just feel unnecessarily epic for some reason. The fact that the film is in black and white is a little weird because it doesn't serve any purpose whatsoever. Some of the color choices in this movie is kind of gimmicky because this movie isn't entirely in black and white. There are colors in the film actually, but whenever it uses color, it just feels like a gimmick than something purposeful. And overall, it feels like the film is trying to say something, but it doesn't really say anything. It doesn't dive deep into any social topics whatsoever. So at the end, it's just kind of overrated and kind of underwhelming, feeling a 5 out of 10. Then, for my cinematography class in college, the first film I had to watch is a documentary called Five Broken Cameras from the year 2009, and it is done by a guy named Imad Bernat, who is actually a farmer in the West Bank of Palestine. But this is a surprisingly well-made documentary. It's very realistic, it feels really grounded, it feels like I'm living with the people in the documentary as well. And this documentary basically documents a section of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in the village of Bil'in. And this documentary is deeply personal and really well made. Some of the scenes in this documentary is gut-wrenching and painful to watch, but it's really emotional. It really conveys its message, and I will remember this documentary. So yeah, really good. 8 out of 10. Next up, I finally finished watching the anime Mushishi, which I've been watching for about half a year already. It is a manga written and illustrated by Urushibara Yuki, and then it is adapted into an anime in 2005. And wow, I freaking love this anime. Right now, this is probably my second favorite anime of all time. This anime has healing powers. It is serene, eerie, and atmospheric. I love the music, I love the framing and composition, I love the voice acting, and the story is great. It doesn't have any fan service or cliche. I pretty much enjoyed every single episode, and this anime made me appreciate the little things in life as well as nature. It is a gorgeous anime, it's poignant, it has a lot to say about life and death and love, and it is groundbreaking. I've never seen anything like it. 10 out of 10. Oh my god. Then I watched Trainspotting yesterday from the year 1996, directed by Danny Boyle, based on a novel of the same name. Trainspotting has been on my watch list for like forever now, and I've been wanting to watch it for like forever now. It is a Scottish classic film, and you pretty much have to watch this movie if you want to understand Scottish culture, because this is like the most famous movie out of Scottish cinema. But yeah, when I went into this movie, I honestly didn't expect much. I thought it would only be an edgy, we live in a society kind of movie, but to my surprise, it doesn't feel like that at all. In fact, this movie actually gets a loose slice of life style, and it's actually kind of nice. The editing is great, and as expected of a film by Danny Boyle, this is very, very creative cinema. I mean, just watch Slumdog Millionaire and 127 Hours. Both of these films also utilize the story really, really creatively. I also really like the acting. Johnny Lee Miller is amazing as Sick Boy, and the main character is played by Ewan McGregor, and he's amazing as well. And there is also narration in this film, and usually I'm not a huge fan of narration, but the narration in this film is actually enjoyable and adds to the experience. So yeah, 9 out of 10. Kind of enjoyable. Finally, I originally planned to watch Psycho, but unfortunately I just didn't have time, so earlier today, this afternoon, I watched Wild Strawberries, or in Swedish, oh boy, Smultronstället, written and directed by Swedish director Ingmar Bergman. So this is the third Bergman film I've seen in my life. Last year I've watched The Seventh Seal, last month I watched Persona, and I love both of these films very, very, very much. And this film feels like a combination of the two because It came after Seventh Seal and came before Persona, so it kind of felt like in between stylistically. It has the pacing of the Seventh Seal, while it also has the abstractness of Persona. This film deals with a wide range of topics ranging from life, death, love, marriage, to guilt, loneliness, and aging. The dream sequences and the vision sequences in this film are gorgeous. They're beautiful and hazy and very dreamy. I also really like that in Bergman films we always get these casual but deep conversations randomly about existence of God and meaning of death and etc. And I really like the vibe of the film overall. It feels like a novel, it feels like a poem. That being said though, I feel like I would appreciate this film more when I've experienced more in life or when I'm older. But for now, I still really enjoy this one. 9 out of 10. So, these are the films I've watched this month. Have you watched any of them? Comments below let me know. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want more.